Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we look at the devastating case of 7-year-old Athena Strand. This case was a missing child case on Wednesday, November 30th, and very quickly there was an Amber Alert, a massive search for her, and sadly, a terrible end to this case. I'd like to take a moment to send condolences to Athena Strand's mother, father, stepmother, grandpa, all her family and friends. This is an absolutely terrible outcome and one that we were all not hoping would be the case. We were really hoping that she had maybe wandered off and would be found and returned home safely. But sadly, it's not like that. In this episode, I'm going to give you all the bullet points, all the updates from both press conferences. I'm linking both press conferences in the description box for you in case you missed any of that as well. And I'm going to do some map time as well so that we can see all the locations from where Athena Strand went missing, and then also the ditch they were searching in for her, which was already extremely terrifying to see, where they then actually found her, and then where the murderer lives. Don't worry, I won't be doxing anyone. I'll just show you the general area because there's been a little bit of confusion about exactly where he lives. So let's get started. On Wednesday, November 30th, 2022, Athena Strand, a 7-year-old Texas girl, got home from school on the bus at approximately 4:15 p.m. While she had grown up mostly with her biological mother, Maitland Gandy, in Oklahoma, she was staying with her biological father for the fall season, which was on the 200 block of County Road 553 in Paradise, Texas. Gandy, her mom, had sole custody of Athena, but she let Athena stay with her dad for some time because she was struggling with some health issues. On the day that she went missing, her dad was on his way to South Texas for a deer hunting trip with her grandpa, so the only adult at home at the time was her stepmother. According to her stepmother, they had an argument that afternoon before she went to prepare dinner. Athena was last seen at around 5:45 p.m. wearing a gray long-sleeve shirt with white flowers, blue jeans with white flowers on the pockets, and brown boots. When dinner was ready, she went to look for Athena and could not find her anywhere, looking for an hour before calling the police at around 6:40 p.m. to report her missing. So a 911 call was made. She also called Athena's dad, and he immediately returned home. Within 14 minutes, there were deputies, EMS, volunteers from the fire department, and searchers on foot to help look for Athena in the house, under the house, outside the house, and then the 6-acre area surrounding the house. Now, in this slide, I do have some pictures of the area where Athena lived. Apparently, the kids in the house lived in a separate little building or a trailer or something. That's what one of the searchers said. And of course, that meant social media went all out on attacking Athena's stepmother and father. As Ken Maines, a cold case detective with the channel Unsolved No More, says, research responsibly, accuse no one. So Athena's mom said, Athena's still missing and we are now over the 24-hour point. Thank you to my wonderful family and the large support from the Wyeth County community. We are continuing our search. I ask that everyone pray some more, continue to pray, and never stop praying. I cannot live without my baby, and I need her brought home safely to me. Athena didn't walk away or disappear on her own. I will not give up or stop until I have Athena back. I feel like there's a hole in my heart, and half of my soul is missing. An Amber Alert was issued earlier today. Please do not give up on my baby. So law enforcement used helicopters with thermal imaging to help look for her. Local law enforcement and Search and Rescue 1 had canine teams that searched for Athena throughout the night. They actually took a break at 4:30 a.m. Then they came back at 7 a.m. to resume the search with even more resources. 200 to 300 civilian volunteers came forward to help with grid searches. An Amber Alert was issued on Thursday, December 1st, 2022. Athena's mother and aunt drove through from Oklahoma to help in the search for her. From the beginning, it was a search accompanied by an investigation, and then it soon became an investigation accompanied by a search, led by the Wyeth County Sheriff's Office, assisted by the Texas Rangers, DPS, U.S. Marshals, the FBI, and local PDs. The FBI was particularly assisting with investigating digital evidence. The police initially believed that Athena may have run away, But as time went on, they believed that she may have been abducted. Athena's biological parents and stepmother were very cooperative with the police. Athena was going to return to Oklahoma to live with her mom again soon. By Friday afternoon, December 2nd, 2022, at approximately 4:40 p.m., it was reported that the police had blocked off a road with tape 7 miles from Athena's home and told the media and volunteers to stay out of the area. They were actively searching a ditch in the area. On Friday evening, in another press conference, it was announced that Athena's body was found southeast of Boyd. So that's where there was a lot of rumor. I saw a lot happening online with people saying, don't believe that a FedEx driver hit Athena and then threw her body in a ditch. It seems more like now, from what we know, of course, we know Athena was abducted. We'll get to that now. And this may have been part of the digital evidence. It may have been this killer's first stop, and then he actually left Athena's body in another place, about 3 miles east of that area which they initially taped off. The police said that she had been abducted and likely died within an hour of when she was last seen at her home. So what happened to Athena? This is Tanner Lynn Horner. He is a 31-year-old father of a newborn. He's a contracted FedEx driver who delivered a package to Athena's dad's home the day and time that she went missing. He abducted 7-year-old Athena on November 30th, 2022. Digital evidence suggests that he killed her within an hour of abducting her. He confessed to her murder after his arrest, and he was arrested at his home. There's also been confusion about exactly what area that is. That's why we're going to look at the map right after this. He's currently held in the Wise County Jail on a $1.5 million bond. He faces charges of aggravated kidnapping and capital murder. He graduated from Azle High School before working as a musician, and we'll look at his social media. He also previously worked as an Uber driver, and there is speculation that he may be connected to other missing children. He essayed a woman in 2014 when she was 16 years old, and this entire time, no one believed her. Okay, now let's have a look at the map. Okay, so if we look at the map, this area here, 268 County Road 3573, that is where Athena was staying with her dad and stepmother, and that is where she was abducted from. You can see that it's quite a long driveway. I think they said it's about 200 yards. Remember, I'm South African, so I don't really work in yards, but I think I remember them saying about 200 yards. And yes, she may have actually, after the fight with her stepmother, wandered off a little bit just to get some space. And that's when this opportunist came along, unfortunately. So a package was delivered here at this house that day. And yes, she lived in this area here. This is what the mailbox also says, is 268. And then if we head eastward towards this Cottondale sort of area, you could see that this next stop I have here is actually called County Road 4599. And that is where reporters were saying the police had taped off an area and they were searching in a ditch for Athena, which was very scary to hear already. But then, at the latest press conference, the sheriff, Lane Atkins, said that she was found southeast of Boyd. So from the original ditch search area, I put in Boyd as the next point. They said it's southeast of Boyd. So southeast of Boyd would be somewhere around here, but they did say about 3 miles from the previous area. And this Boyd point is like 4.7 miles away. So somewhere between those 2 points, they found Athena's body. They actually said in the press conference that they're not going to specify exactly where her body was found just yet, which I understand. Otherwise, it becomes like this kind of like morbid tourism that people sometimes do. I mean, we saw it in Gabby Petito's case as well, with everyone going out there to the site and taking videos and photos and everything. So while this is still, the investigation's still ongoing, of course, now we know that they've got Tanner in jail facing these charges. Justice is yet to be served in this case. Okay, and so let me just quickly show you the area where Tanner was arrested, because there's been a little bit of confusion because he lives in Fort Worth, okay, Texas, which is this area, but he's not in the city. They say he's on the other side of the lake. So I had a bit of a deep dive to look for where he was arrested, and it's in this general area here. I labeled it Tanner, as you can see. There's Hidden Valley Miniature Golf. Let's see what else is close by. VCA Lakeside Animal Hospital. So it's on the western side of Lake Worth, right over here. I hope you can see my cursor. And that does beg the question. It's pretty far from where he was delivering packages, of course, and where he abducted Athena and then murdered her. Oh my word. Allegedly, according to the charges that he's facing. And so it begs the question, what other crimes has he committed while being a FedEx driver, while being an Uber driver? He's 31 years old, so who knows when this level of behavior really started. I'm sure law enforcement is going to be working very, very hard looking into other missing children, other unsolved cases in the area. And as we know, he essayed a 16-year-old in 2014. So how many more victims will come forward now? That's the question as well. This guy could face many, many more charges. Now let's look at this loser's Instagram posts. It's absolutely terrible and terrifying to think that this 31-year-old guy who has a child of his own, who's engaged, who's a musician, a driver, can do such a thing. And for pure selfish reasons. They haven't said what the motive is, but I'm sure we can all imagine what it is. We've seen so many cases like this. It is horrifying. I'm just scrolling through it quickly. I don't want to give this guy too much attention, but I want you to be able to see some more photos of him so you could just see what we're dealing with here. I mean, one of his quotes says, "Life has the tendency to F things up when everything is going well." Yeah, I think you did that all by yourself. And also, according to the charges, you murdered a 7-year-old girl. You can also see there it says, "Add me on Kik." And if I remember correctly, didn't Kegan Kline in the Delphi case also have Kik? He had Yubo and Kik and a whole bunch of social media apps, of course, to try to entice children. I can't imagine what other charges this guy may face in the future. I mean, this is quite eerie as well. I dig, you dig, we dig, he dig, she dig, they dig. It's not a beautiful poem, but it's very deep. Keep calm and listen to daddy, baby girl. I guess the point is also, at first glance, you will not be able to just say, and you shouldn't ever say at first glance, that this guy is capable of what he did. Evil is in plain sight. One has to stay very, very safe. I can't really think. I know people have been really hard on the dad and the stepmother, but what else could they have done differently? If it's like, okay, they have an argument and it's like, look, just go play. I'm going to make dinner and then we'll have dinner after. And then Athena maybe wanders off a little bit. And then it's this guy's fault 100%. This is the evil hiding in plain sight. This was a FedEx driver. I mean, ironic, right? Here he says, I don't understand how people are okay with themselves knowing they emotionally destroyed someone. Like, this is an alleged essayist and child killer. So I will link this Instagram profile below for you if you want to check it out yourself as well. Thank you for watching. I hope this summary was helpful, especially to those of you who haven't heard about this case at all. I came across this case on around Thursday, but I was so busy covering the Delphi case and the Idaho case that I wasn't able to get to this. I'm glad I could get to it now, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to get to it when the alert was out, the Amber Alert and everything. I always do my best to get the information out as quickly as possible. I can't even imagine what she went through in her final moments, and may this person pay the price. If I'm not mistaken, Texas is a capital punishment state. Am I correct? Okay then. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Spend time with your families. I mean, we don't like to say that, but you just never know when you're going to have your last moments with your loved ones. So stay safe. Have a good weekend. And I will see you again soon. If you're watching this on the day of recording, then I'll be live tomorrow with Copfax Perry Freeman, a former undercover detective, a homicide detective, a police chief, an author, a filmmaker who's friends with Joe Kender. I'll have him on discussing the Delphi case a little bit more as well. So I'll see you then. And if you haven't yet, please could you like the video and share it. #Justice for Athena Strand. Thank you so much.
Now this morning, FedEx shared this statement about the tragedy saying, "Words cannot describe our shock and sorrow." The company offered condolences to the family and says it's cooperating fully with this investigation.
It was a monumental task, and because of the cooperation, because of us working together, we were able to get the answers. Some of the answers were not the answers that we would have hoped that we would have gotten. It hurts our hearts to know that that child died. So much so that she is on her way now to the medical examiner's office. And there's a Texas Ranger in front of her, and there's a Texas Ranger behind her.